Breaking news from Hong Kong, the launch of 6 new spot Bitcoin and Ethereum exchange traded funds has disappointed investors with significantly lower trading volumes compared to their US counterparts. The lackluster performance has added to the ongoing bloodbath in the Bitcoin market. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's start. So here we are starting off with, if Bitcoin reached the same market as the gold, one Bitcoin would be worth around $700,000. Bitcoin is a digital gold. Stack your Satoshis, you are pretty early. Coinbase is rolling out Bitcoin Lightning Network integration starting today. There is a crypto saying, sell in May and go away. Bitcoin got rejected again today. They say they go away in May because historically speaking it has blood in the streets. After a brutal bear market, May can be the tipping point for some, mentally speaking, capitulation. If Bitcoin loses and goes down, you get tested again. If you don't think you can handle it, mental health check yourself and take some time off away from charts and crypto. Come back in a few weeks and join the happy times again. Make it to the next chapter because you will have regret if you don't. Watch the USDT dominance chart, the overall marketplace on Bitcoin now, and play on Bitcoin. Next up, Hong Kong becomes first in Asia to launch spot Bitcoin ETF, and we're going to discuss it a little bit later in today's video. I was promised at least 300 million in trading volume first day on Bitcoin ETFs, and here you can see Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs record only $8.5 million in first day volume, which is pretty much nothing. Bitcoin make or break in, I'm longing and doing my part. Are you doing yours? Just in 140 million in leverage positions liquidated in 4 hours as Bitcoin and crypto markets drop. I won't be the president that didn't steal but was surrounded by criminals. I want to be remembered as the president who didn't steal and didn't let anyone else steal there either. You don't change Bitcoin, Bitcoin changes you. Everybody wants to get rich off Bitcoin, but nobody wants to buy in the fucking pits. Legends bought at 15,000 and Legends bought at 73,000. Guess what Legends are doing now? They are buying. With recent buys, MicroStrategy currently holds 214,400 Bitcoin worth $13.2 billion. They are now $5,680,000,000 in the profit. I told you, no matter how much you seek dopamine, the US Bitcoin ETF launches are the single biggest moment for Bitcoin for the next 10 years. No country, no nation state, nothing will be as big as that news for a decade. Accept it. As here we could see the small news that Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF saw an abysmal 8.5 million in combined trading volume on day one of their launch, and this is in comparison to $655 million in first day cumulative volume for the US-based Bitcoin ETFs alone. Adopt a Bitcoin strategy. MicroStrategy outperformance since adoption of Bitcoin strategy. As here we could see MSTRs 937%, key assets and indices Bitcoin 435%, S&P 500 was 52%, Nasdaq was 45%, and gold was 15%, while silver dropped 3% and bonds 21%. Big tech stocks, Google 132 million, MSFT 95%, Meta 69%, Apple 50%, Netflix is 16%, and Amazon is 14%. And enterprise software stocks, Oracle 113%, CRM 39%, IBM 38%, and SAP is 17%. Stock performance since August 10th, 2020. Next up, what do we have here? First day of Hong Kong's ETF disappoints as the bloodbath continues. In a disappointing turn for investors, Hong Kong's launch of 6 new spot Bitcoin and Ethereum exchange traded funds recorded significantly lower trading volumes than their counterparts in the United States. The trading volume for these ETFs reached just 87 million Hong Kong's dollars, with $11.2 million of US, in stark contrast to the impressive $4.6 billion achieved by inaugural trading of 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US. Disappointing launch for Hong Kong ETFs. Recent data from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange reveals that the performance and interest in the 6 Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs managed by China Asset Management, Harvest Global, Becerra, and Hashkey were relatively dull following their debut. Notably, the Becerra Hashkey Bitcoin ETF only saw $250,000 of Hong Kong in trading volume on the first day, while the Becerra Hashkey Ethereum ETF recorded only $99,000 at the closing bell. Meanwhile, the China Asset Management Bitcoin ETF fared a bit better than $4.6 million in Hong Kong in trading volume, and the CAM After ETF also had a similar trading volume of 4.6 million. Hong Kong ETFs trail US ETFs. Meanwhile, the total trading volume in Hong Kong's new spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs is also considerably lower than is the first day trading volume of US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs, which amounted at $655 million. Since their launch on January 11th, nearly a dozen spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US have drawn in almost $12 billion in investor funds. However, recent inflows have slowed, contributing to a stall in Bitcoin's upward momentum, as Bitcoin struggling around $62,000. Bitcoin kicked off the last week with some positive momentum, briefly surpassing $67,000. However, it failed to sustain this upward trend and started losing value, hitting a low as $60,700 on Monday. So they're basically where we are right now as of the time we are recording this video. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF daily inflow on halt for 4 days. While some crypto observers are concerned about the IBIT's inflow halt, others say it's more normal than the 71-day inflow streak it has recorded. The Bitcoin community is increasingly concerned about BlackRock's spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund halting inflows for several consecutive days for the first time since launch. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, the fastest growing spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States, has not recorded any inflows since April 24th. According to data from IBIT's official page, the fund has held the same 274,000 Bitcoins over the past 4 trading days. BlackRock's IBIT halted its 71-day inflow streak on April 24th, triggering some concerns as the fund previously consequently attracted the new investments daily after starting trading with just 2,621 Bitcoins in holdings on January 11th. As IBIT has increased its holdings by as much as 10,378%, and some crypto observers expressed concerns about the IBIT's inflow halt, suggesting that such an event is not a good sign for investors. As other industry activists hinted that is BlackRock's 71-day inflow streak that was rather more extraordinary than the past 4 days with 0 inflows. For new Bitcoins to come in or go out of an ETF, there needs to be a big enough mismatch between supply and demand, such that the market makers need to organize the creation of destruction of creations units. Apollo co-founder Thomas Fucker wrote on X on April 30th. He added, "This isn't unique to the Bitcoin ETFs, this is how ETFs work in general. Most ETFs on most days will record 0 inflows. BlackRock's trend of positive flows has been an exception to this rule." So BlackRock's 0 inflow period comes amidst other ETF issuers, including the biggest seller Grayscale Investments, continuing to see outflows from spot Bitcoin ETFs. So that's kind of all the information we have on today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.